spoiler alert, they get the plans. Here's hoping you haven't seen the beginning of Star Wars.
Yeah. So, yeah, we just saw Rogue One, the new Star Wars prequel movie.
Yeah, it's spin-off. It's basically episode 3.5.
Yep. And
Although,
I really
actually, I don't know if it could have that title, because we've also, in May of 2018, we're going to have the Han Solo film, which is going to be pre-episode 4 as well. So
yeah, I thought this was really good.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
And in some ways, I actually thought it was a little better than Force Awakens, just a little bit. I'm saying in ways.
What?
I said in ways. I didn't say I said in general. Yeah. I didn't say it wasn't like better. I just said in ways. I thought there were things that are better, but I also thought there were things that are worse. But yeah, I thought it was good though.
Yeah, the thing that it's definitely worse than Force Awakens is how shameless it is with some of like the callbacks. Like they'll just throw in 5 seconds of old characters just because they can, like C-3PO and R2-D2, and even like the guy from the cantina with his like butt mouth friend.
I thought that was funny. I don't know, I liked it, but. Yeah, and I even like the C-3PO. And the one thing that were kind of bugged me was what Grand Moff Tarkin, or I think that was his name. The
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah, he's dead. The guy originally played him, Peter Cushing, is dead.
Yeah, he died back in '94.
So they CGI'd him.
Yeah, it seems. I got to give him this. It looks so real. Like,
I saw right through the CG. I'm somebody like most people. I know a lot of people can say that, like but I can always tell really well. Mainly because I think I watch way too many movies. But
at the very end with Princess Leia, I kind of saw through it. Grand Moff Tarkin, no, it really looks real. The problem is
I saw he stood out to me.
The problem is though, considering how Peter Cushing is dead, doesn't it seem just a little in poor taste though? I mean, with something like Furious 7 or Gladiator, it's understandable because the actor that they CG in some parts died during the filming of the movie. Mm-hmm. So it's different there.
Well, because I guess they kind of still wanted him in there because he's kind of important to what happens to the Death Star.
Yeah. Honestly, though, couldn't they have given all his parts to Darth Vader?
Yeah. I guess they could have, but I don't know. Yeah. And Darth Vader didn't do much in this.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
I mean that's okay though. He's mainly just about the rebels getting the plans, and that was fine. Though I would want to say a highlight for me was
he does get one really cool part at the very end.
I do think, that part was really cool. Though I think out of all the cast, I think my favorite was Donnie Yen as the blonde guy with the. I've always liked Donnie Yen. He's like this. He's a martial arts guy from China. He's really, his Ip Man movies are really good. Though they're called IP Man. Most Americans call him IP Man, but he's based off of those movies are the true story of the man who trained Bruce Lee. They're loosely based on his true stories or whatever, and they're really good films. And he's a good actor too, and he's also going to be up in Triple X Return of Xander as well. He's one of the guys who's going to help Vin Diesel. He's the only reason I kind of want to see that movie. But I thought he was really good in this. I thought he was really funny, and he had he had one really cool action sequence that was really well directed. Like you could actually see what was going on. There was no quick cuts, and there was no shaky cam.
So is that the blind guy?
Yeah, blind guy. Yeah,
because you said blonde guy.
Oh, did I say? Oh, I meant blind. Blonde.
Trying to think who are you talking about?
Sorry, I must have because I saw Fight Club earlier today, and Jared Leto's in it. And they call him the blonde guy. I got confused with that, I think. But the blind guy, yeah, he's definitely. I was most excited for him, and I thought he didn't disappoint. And I liked everyone though. I liked the droid too. The droid was another one I really liked.
Yeah,
so,
in the trailer. Funny. Yeah, in the trailer when he was like when he was like rattling off like odds, like we have a 96.7 chance of failure or something like that. I was thinking he was just going to be like a copy of C-3PO, but. Not so much.
I actually didn't see it. I knew he was probably because he looked more like he was going to fight. So but yeah, I liked him. I thought he was really interesting.
Yeah,
and I liked everyone too. I even liked Felicity Jones was pretty good.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Daniel Lugo as her best. I guess they're just best friends because they don't really go anywhere with it.
The guy who
Mads Mikkelsen as her father's pretty good.
Yeah, the actor who played like the guy in white.
The main villain? He's good. I love him. He's a good actor, actually.
Yeah, I kind of thought his acting in this was just slightly subpar.
He's really good in the... he was okay in this, but he's really good in the Netflix show Bloodline. I actually really recommend that show. He's in that show, and he's really good. He was also... Though I actually felt he was a lot better in this than he was in The Dark Knight Rises. He was also in The Dark Knight Rises. He was John Daggett in Dark Knight Rises. I felt he was a little silly in Dark Knight Rises. I felt he was a little better than that. But yeah, in this he was still kind of silly.
Yeah.
Just to show that not all actors can always have a good performance. Sometimes they'll have mediocre.
Well, the thing that I really appreciated about this movie, though, is that in a way it kind of makes...
lightsaber out, by the way.
You just gotta swing it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We got a lightsaber. Okay.
Yeah. So what's so what I was saying? The thing I really appreciate about this movie is that in a way it kind of makes Episode 4 a little better because the premise here is that Jyn Erso, her father, is a guy who has been working on the Death Star for like 15 years.
Yeah, they actually get to explain why the
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We find out that all those 15 years he's basically been playing the Empire. He's the one that put the really small barely seeable passage down to the main reactor.
Yeah,
and so yeah, that explains something that's been bugging everyone all these years.
Yep. Although I did that, I was
expecting that they do that, but I was also expecting that they might explain why they had to fly through the Death Star trench to get to the main reactor, as opposed to just flying around and then flying straight into where the opening is. They don't explain that, but I can let it go.
Yeah, so I think Gareth Edwards has done it again, because I think he's a good director. I just think, even though I liked Godzilla, I did agree that there were some story elements that were kind of off with the Godzilla, because I think he's a good director, but it depends on the writing or whatever, because I've seen both of his films he's done. He did Godzilla, and before that he did Monsters. Monsters is also really good as well, but yeah. I think this is... But I also really like, and so far he hasn't disappointed me with any of his films, and I think this is one of his best too. I think all of his. I would recommend all his films.
He's only done 3 films, right?
Yeah, only this, Rogue One, Godzilla, and Monsters, and I recommend all of them.
Yeah, I've only seen this and Godzilla, and I'd say I like this more. But...
Yeah, I definitely do probably agree with that a little bit. I mean, though I still really like Godzilla, but. Yeah, I do think this is probably a little better than that.
Yeah. I did also kind of like that this movie has a slightly different style than like the main movies. It kind of goes for more of the spy thriller type. Like unlike the other movies, it like gives you like a text on screen giving like the name of the planet and like what the occupation of this building is and stuff like that. And also, in case you're wondering, it doesn't open with the opening crawl.
Yeah, that's fine.
I kind of figured that it wouldn't. Yeah, well, it makes sense because this is a spin-off, not one of the official.
I mean, they still had episodes. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, they did.
But that's fine. They don't have to always.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
And that is kind of a dated thing from a bygone era, anyways. Like we don't do that anymore. But then again, it was supposed to be based on the old serials, because old like black and white old movie serials like Flash Thompson and Flash Gordon and all the old Flash Gordon and old films. They used to do that. Used to do like a scrawl. They used to say whatever.
Yeah. People would have been raging though if that wasn't in Force Awakens. I would have been with them.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad, and I hope they bring it back for the next Star Wars official.
Oh, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they are only going to do that for the official ones, and for all the video games. Like, I don't think there's been, like, one Star Wars game, except for maybe Battlefront, where they haven't done, like, the title crawl in any of their video games.
Yeah.
Even in the online multiplayer game they have, the Old Republic, even, like, whenever you start, like, a new chapter, it always has a new expansion, like, the new expansion started with that. So it's like, Sorry about the spit a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so another thing.
Forrest Whitaker's good too. I forgot about him.
Yeah, and another thing, it was really cool seeing like all the old technology from like episode 4 and 5, like updated to modern day.
Did you notice some of the when they showed some of the fighter during the part where they were just trying to destroy the shield? They actually showed some old footage from A New Hope from the people in the pilot, like old pilots. Yeah, there's some of that was old footage. Only very few of the pilots, only the ones returning from, since they would be older now. Only some of the returning pilots from A New Hope were they used old footage.
Yeah. I did kind of notice that actually. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. But I did really like seeing all the old technology updated into the modern day effects. Although the AT-ATs didn't seem as threatening as they were in Empire Strikes Back. They actually took them down pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like the one that actually is like, it has like open doors and they're able to like split it in half.
Yeah. But yeah, I even liked the one guy, the blind guy's one of his I'm trying to remember the blind guy's name. I forgot it. I can only remember I thought when they first said his name, I thought they said his name was Chili Willy. I don't know why. There's actually an episode of The Simpsons where there's like a thing with Chili Willy. I'm not going to say what it is, but yeah, it was his friend, the one who was kind of helping him out, who had the big gun or whatever. That guy was cool too. I liked him. They had a kind of, him and the blind guy had kind of a banter. I also really liked the ex-Imperial pilot guy too, who was in Nightcrawler, the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. He was good too.
Oh yeah, Riz Ahmed.
Yeah, he was really good in this.
Yeah.
And yeah, even some of the minor people we only saw in the background were pretty good. I don't know, and I thought the C-3PO small scene in R2-D2 scene was funny. I kind of liked it, though. Yeah. Though I guess I never showed them go on the ship or whatever with Princess Leia. They only showed Princess Leia or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I don't know. I don't really have much to say after that. I really liked this, and I actually would recommend this to most people.
Yeah, I would.
It's not as good as like. I don't know if I agree with Kevin Smith saying this movie is Empire Strikes Back good.
Yeah.
Same thing with he likes Suicide Squad, so I don't really believe much of anything he has to say. But
one other thing I gotta mention: why is it that Darth Vader's like the eye part of his helmet looked redder?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because it was reflecting off of because I think the place around them was kind of red. I think it was reflection.
Actually, in every scene, it kind of looked that way.
Huh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it's like as good as episodes 3 through 7. I hope no one's offended that I'm putting like Revenge of the Sith above this, but people seem to agree Revenge of the Sith is the best of the prequels. Yeah.
It definitely is the best of the prequels, but it still has a lot of problems. Especially with there's still a lot of outdated technology, and there are the parts where you can tell where Lucas didn't give a crap, where it was just a lot of exposition. Because if you notice, a lot of the scenes in all of the prequels have a lot of talking scenes are always just like the same thing. People walk for a second, then one character turns around, looks at the other guy, then just reverse shot as they're having a conversation. But you can notice they do that a lot in the prequels when people are having conversations.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, I'd still say go see it. It's not like as big as the other movies. It doesn't have as compelling a characters, so that's just why I'd say it's subpar to them, but yeah, but still it's a quick, enjoyable experience.
Yeah, what would you give it?
I'd give it a B.
A B. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a B+. I thought this was really good. Like I said, I don't think it's as good as like Empire Strikes Back or anything, but I do think this is really good, and I would recommend seeing it if you're a Star Wars fan, to see if you're kind of curious to see what happened, see how the people who fought to try to get them these plans.
Yeah.
See a B+.
Yeah. So, just 1 year away, Episode 8, and then just 5 months after that, we'll be getting the Han Solo anthology film with Alden Ehrenreich.
Oh, is that coming out next year as well?
May of 2018, so a year and a half from now. Excuse me.
And episode 8...
Episode 9?
episode.
8 is coming out 1 year from like this week.
Next year, right?
Yeah, next year.
Episode 8 is next year, and then after that is Han Solo. Then episode 9 is after that, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So. Well,
So what trailer?
To start off, let's get this one out of the way. We got a new trailer for The Boss Baby. Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
it looks even worse than the other one.
I don't know.
It's essentially it's Baby Geniuses. Like they're not even trying. It's Baby Geniuses.
Not really, because that was more about like. Also, that had bad like effects and a director who just kind of gave up. Bob Clark, who he did a Christmas Story and all that. He just kind of gave up. This will
be better because it's animated. Yeah.
And I don't know. I think even with this, I do think the first trailer is much better because I did like kind of the mystery because I wanted to see what was going on with this. Like, it was kind of curious to see what this baby wanted. Like, what were they trying to take over? But I don't know. I still think it looks kind of interesting, and I do like Alec Baldwin. I think he's a really talented and funny individual. Like, if he wasn't the boss baby, I think I might have been I probably wouldn't have seen it. I also do Tobey Maguire, the narrator. I'd like Tobey Maguire. He's getting his nerdy.
Wait, Tobey Maguire's going to be the narrator?
Yeah, he was in the first trailer. He's like, we got the new baby home. That was him.
He's the voice of the kid?
As an adult, yeah.
Oh, as an adult.
Not as the kid's the actual kid. Yeah. The kid is but his adult self who's narrating is. But I don't know. I think it looks okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna suck. You want to knock off a movie that's in IMDb's bottom 100 list?
Boss Baby?
Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the good stuff. We got Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Ooh, that looks very good.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's not going to be the same origin story again, so...
well, we don't need to, because we've already seen him kind of show up, and he's already kind of gotten his introduction in the Civil War. But yeah, I'm excited for this, and it looks like he's going to team up with Iron Man. That's pretty cool. You should check out the international trailer, too. That's not Japanese or anything. That's just... It just has different footage, basically. It's really cool, actually. It has a lot of different footage. Like, there's a bit more with him and Downey Jr. hanging out. But yeah, I think it looks really good. Though he has a friend in this who I do not recognize him at all. Like, I looked at his character. I don't think he's from the comics. At least I don't know. And I guess his love interest is Liz Allen, which she's from the comics, but she's like, he has a crush on her, but he never actually gets with her. It's Flash Thompson, who's actually going to be played by the kid from the Grand Budapest Hotel and Dope. He was one of the friends in Dope. He's gonna be Flash Thompson. He's an Indian, which is kind of weird. That's like the first, which is fine. I don't mind them changing someone white to Indians. I'm pretty cool with that. But yeah. I think it looks fun, and I like Michael. I want to see how Michael Keaton does as the Vulture, especially because the Vulture's kind of a silly villain. It looks like they're making him more interesting with a suit and everything. So I'll check it out. So
it's July 7th. And we've got a reboot of The Mummy, of all movies.
Well, this is supposed to be... After Dracula Untold, it's supposed to be their continue into the Universal Monster movies. They're trying to make their Universal Monster movies cinematic universe. I think it looks good.
That seems kind of jumbled.
I'm kind of interested to see how, because this is Alex Kurtzman's first movie, the writer of Transformers and stuff,
and Star Trek.
So I'm kind of curious to see where he goes with this, and I kind of think the idea of a female mummy is kind of cool. And I like Tom Cruise. He does his own stunts, so that'll at least be enjoyable to see someone who does their own stunts. I think he's a better fit for this role than Brendan Fraser. Yeah. I like Brendan Fraser, though. Actually, I kind of miss that. Actually, he's kind of been just... Though, he is making a comeback a bit in TV. Like, right now, he's on the show The Affair a bit. But he's very, very small role in that right now. And he was also... Yeah, but he's done some... the last, movie, I think he was, The Wild... That one... Not The Wildlife. The one with the Nut Job. He was in that. But I don't know, but he's been doing mostly straight to DVD work and made for TV movie work. So, but it looks like he'll be making a comeback on TV, and he's a pretty good actor. It's just that his last movie, the reason why he's disappeared is because the last movie he was in was a flop, so they just kind of stopped hiring him after that. It wasn't because he's a jerk or anything. Yeah. So I'm curious to see. Yeah, I forget when it comes out, but sometime in the summer. And, of course, Transformers: The Last Night. Why, Optimus? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. I haven't seen it.
I can't wait. Well, yeah,
I'm not,
of course, I can never
like
wait for another Michael Bay film.
Like I said, I don't hate the Transformers movies as much. I don't hate them in general. I just think they're okay.
This one's got Anthony Hopkins playing a knight, Sir Edmund Burton, and
but that's not always a good thing. I've seen I like John Malkovich, but I didn't like him at all in Dark of the Moon.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like and also I like Kelsey Grammer too, but I didn't like him so much in Age of Extinction, though I thought he was a little better than John Malkovich.
Well, Mark Wahlberg and Stanley Tucci are going to be returning. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I didn't like Stanley Tucci so much in Age of Extinction, actually. Stanley Tucci's one of those actors who he'll do a good job and I'll like him, but then he'll do something kind of, or I'm like, that's not. But I'm not saying it's baseball. I'm just saying it's Tucci. Sometimes I like him. Sometimes I think he's annoying.
Yeah, I thought he was I liked him more than people like Simmons or like the roommate from Revenge of the Fallen. But
people actually like the roommate from Revenge of the Fallen.
I don't think so. No.
Wait, who Simmons? Who's Simmons?
Simmons is the guy that John Turturro plays.
Oh,
in 1 through 3.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
And actually, I think even Simmons is going to be back in 5, just like Josh Duhamel is and Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I don't know. This one I might even not even see this one. I don't know. I have to think about it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be seeing it with Mr. Alex Yu from Raging Nation. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, that comes out when?
But wait, you're even questioning it? You can't. I mean, this one's gonna have Transformers fighting Nazis. I'm not even sure what that's about, but
my thing is that they're always getting longer, and this one's probably gonna be might even be even longer. I'm just like I can't stand that for too long. I'm not that into Transformers as I used to be, and I wouldn't want to sit there for too long.
Yeah. Okay, well that's all the trailers though. So
that's it. All right. Well.
All right. So
later we might be seeing this Sunday we might be seeing La La Land and Jackie, maybe, depending on what happens.
And maybe Collateral Beauty.
Maybe. Well, if it's I don't want to see 3 movies in one day. I've done that before, and it's kind of tiring.
Right. Let's just do Oscar stuff then, Jackie and La La Land.
Yeah, because what's coming out next week?
Next week, man, there's a bajillion movies coming out next week. We got Passengers, Sing, Assassin's Creed, Why Him, actually, I think Why Him is the following week. I can't remember. I gotta write it down.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay. If there wasn't too many things coming out next week, we probably could have done Collateral Beauty then.
Yeah, but there is a ton. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Tons of fun.
So, yeah. Well, let me. I know I've been pretty hard on Vigilant Christian Mario lately, but let me just take this time to say, I am a Christian, and I love Star Wars. What you gonna do about it? No, wait a second. I'm just doing this the hard way. You don't care if Christians love Star Wars. You want to leave YouTube and rethink your life.